Today we'll be talking about 3 cutting-edge female ascents, with Janja Garnbret completion of the big 5 in Font within a single day, Shauna Coxsey on Fat Lip, an 8B within the Peak District, and Michaela Kiersch red pointing 9A+ and on-sighting 8B+. And finally, stick around to the end because we'll have a competition for you to enter, providing you're in the UK. First up, Janja Garnbret has completed the big 5 in Font. Now the bigger news here might have been if she hadn't have done them, because simply with Janja, your expectations are so high. But the biggest news here is that this is unbelievably Janja's first trip to Font, which is incredible. The Font Big 5 consists of 5, as you'd expect, problems at Cuvier Rampart, consisting of 3 7Cs, Big Boss, Forme Rouge and Tristesse, a 7C+, Big Golden, and an 8A Atrazine. Completing the Big 5 is seen as the ticket to becoming a true blizzard, as Melissa Leneve said to us in 2015 when she became the first female climber to complete them all. Again, it may not come as that much of a surprise that Janja completed this. She has multiple Font 8B+ under her belt, and the hardest within this particular circuit is 8A. But it's worth contextualising her achievements as ever. Having never climbed in Font, it's an incredible achievement just to adapt to that awkward rock type that's difficult even when you're climbing Font 4s and 5s, let alone 7s and 8s. She's also done this off of the back in wins in both lead and boulder in the recent IFSC World Cups. And this comes at a time when she'll be putting in a lot of time into training on plastic indoors, ahead of the Olympics later this year, where she'll be aiming to win a successive gold medal. As always, it's a privilege to see Janja climbing outside. When it comes to comp climbing, she is without doubt the greatest of all time. And there's going to be a day where she retires from comp climbing and focuses all her efforts outdoors, and this gives you a glimpse into how impressive that day will be. Following on from that theme, retired comp climber Shauna Coxsey has been putting her abilities to good use on rock recently. She's just made the 3rd female ascent of Fat Lip at Raven Tor, Steve McClure's Font 8B. It starts at the slot of Cave Problem before moving up onto the lip, the Fat Lip, and making awkward moves across to eventually join James Pearson's Keen Roof. It was first climbed by Steve McClure back in 2007 and was unrepeated for 8 years until a flurry of ascents in 2015. Perhaps what makes this ascent particularly noteworthy is that it came within the space of a single session, showing the form that Shauna is on right now. Shauna had this to say on Instagram: "Managed to piece this one together and get it done in a session, but it sure wasn't without some effort. It was so nice to try real hard and get mega pumped. A good motivation for me to start doing more fitness for sure. Mixed emotions that the limestone season is here, because I love the lime, but I wasn't done with the grit yet." This is Shauna's 9th boulder at Fontainebleau, and her 4th within 2024 alone. Hopefully we'll be hearing more from Shauna, and there's a possibility she'll be back at Raven Tor, as we know she has unfinished business with Ben Moon's French 9A, Hubble, or AC+ if you're German. Next up, Michaela Kiersch has climbed Victima Perfecta at Margalef in Spain at French 9A+. Kiersch also on-sighted Kryptonite at Oliana, which is her hardest on-site to date at French 8B+. Victima Perfecta was put up by Ramon Julian in 2008 and is a 27-meter route linking up an existing 8C with a 9A+. This is Michaela Kiersch's 2nd 9A+, after she climbed La Rambla and Sirana last year. Kiersch has also red pointed 2 9As in Margalef, one of which was the fantastic looking Aerovea. Now, competition time. We are giving away the opportunity to win a pair of Boreal's latest performance rock shoe, the Satori. The Satori is designed primarily with bouldering and sport climbing in mind. It features their super sticky Zenith Ultra 2.0 rubber, which is, having used it, about as sticky as it gets. And we're going to be publishing a review of these shoes in the coming weeks too. But if you want to win a pair, head back onto UKC, check out the link, and as long as you're based in the UK, you'll have a chance of winning them. Speaking of reviews, we recently published the review of the updated La Sportiva Muira VS. Now, one of the issues when updating a classic model is that you can change it, and change isn't always good. And in the case of the Muira VS, the changes are actually quite subtle. So for those of you who are out there who like it, don't worry, it's not that different. In fact, we go so far as to saying that it's actually incredibly similar. It's still primarily designed with sport and trad in mind. It's super supportive, features Vibram XS Edge, and is designed really for support throughout small edges and maybe on long routes as well, where you need that platform to push off. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But what they have fixed is the heel, which is a bit narrower. Stay tuned for more news, competitions, and chat every week.